Hello, and happy Friday, happy fun day. And we are here again at our Vibe High Fridays with Irina. This is the time where we are tuning in to the law of attraction and how we can actually consciously manifest everything what we desire in our life. And if this is the first time you're coming into my world, I just want to say welcome. This is a beautiful, magical space where you just tune in and learn at your own pace. What does it mean to stay in the game? What does it mean to live consciously? What does it mean to be the co-creator with something bigger than ourselves? This is a great time. Just tune in. And these are 10-15 minutes short episodes where you can just elevate your mindset and understand that mindset is the center of everything what we are creating. Our reality always reflects our inner reality. And if this is the first time you're tuning in, I just wanted to say hello to you. My name is Irina Portnova, and I'm a manifestation star because I manifested great things in my life consciously, and I'm here to teach you how to do it with ease and grace. And today's topic is about daily devotion, wealth in motion. What does it mean to stay committed? What does it mean to continue going even though we do not see the results right away? But before we dive in, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short commercial. Hello and welcome back. You are watching Wi-Fi Fridays with Irina, and in this episode, we are talking about daily devotion, wealth in motion. What does that mean just to be in tune with whatever we are creating? And the first thing that comes to me is commitment. Why a lot of people might know that everything requires the motivation, right? But motivation is not something that is going to drive us all the way through, because devotion is something that we continue doing even though it might be uncomfortable. We just choose that growth to understand how the wealth actually functions and how we want to connect with our brain in order to start rewiring it for the bigger success, right? So that's why motivation is connected to our emotions, and our emotions are constantly changing. But for us to stay in the game, we want to be more dedicated, we want to be more committed. So each time when I'm sitting with my clients on the session, even on the consult, I'm already qualifying people who are committed, because it has nothing to do with your education. It has nothing to do with your past experience. It has nothing to do with your age. It has nothing to do with your bank account. But what it has to do is the commitment. How committed is the person to receive the result? And I can actually compare it to the athletes, right? The athletes are trained all the time. They are having the coach by their side, and they are doing it on a daily basis, whether they like it or not. They have the coach by their side who is going to be proud of them, who is going to motivate them, who is going to not allow them to quit, right? That's why I always keep coming back to the point that we were not meant to do this work alone. And the more we understand that together we are more powerful, when we have the right guidance, when we have the community, that's the game change. Because again, environment is going to affect everything what we are attracting in our life. And I just wanted to share something from my personal experience, because I'm super grateful to my mom. When I was going to the school back in Ukraine, I was at the same time enrolled into music school. And it was like the whole deal. It wasn't just like a lot of times in America where you have like one class per week. It was really dedicated time because we were learning how to play the instrument. I was playing the piano. We were learning the music theory. We were learning about the composers. We were singing in the chorus. So there were a lot of things coming with that. And initially I was like very interested because it was easy, right? When I just started to play the piano, it was super easy, everything was coming along. And as soon as things started to get more complicated, guess what? I was ready to quit. And I came to my mom, and my mom said, no, you are staying and you are going to continue going to the music school. And I can't tell you how many times I was ready to quit. I was crying, I was begging, I was pointing out that a lot of my classmates who were also enrolled into the music school, once they said to their parents that they do not want to do, parents took them out, and my mom would refuse to do it. And let me tell you, even though I was suffering for some time, it actually played a huge role for me. Not that I became a musician afterwards, right? I had dedicated 8 years of my life in that music school, and I got my diploma in that, and I never ever used that skill. However, that staying in the game, that commitment taught me a lot. And that's exactly how I was looking at life going forward. So when I had my daughter, and I signed her up for the dance classes, she also at one point said, I do not want to go. And guess what? I wasn't allowing her to quit because I know a lot of times we cannot commit ourselves. And parents actually doing a good favor to the kids when they keep them in the game, because when I then talked to some of the classmates who quit the music school, when they already grown up, they said, I wish my parents would enforce me to go and do that, right? So dedication, commitment is the key. When you start really working on yourself, again, everything is the inside out job. It's not our circumstances, because it's easy to blame our circumstances. It's easy to say, I'm making as much because this is my education, this is my current situation. It has nothing to do with that. Because once you understand how our mindset actually works, and once you decided that you are committed to do the work no matter what, this is something that you are going to discover for yourself. And this was happening for me. That was happening for many people that I'm coaching. So I can tell you that it works when you work it, right? So a lot of times people, as soon as they see some kind of obstacle, as soon as something doesn't go their way, they are ready to quit. And that means they are lacking the commitment. Because again, the waves of motivation is just, connected to our emotions, and our emotions are changing, they come and go. So we want to connect to that choice, right? Whether I like it or not, I choose to wake up and do something. Whether I like it or not, I choose to commit myself. I choose to trust the process. I choose to partner with the guide who is going to show me. That's exactly where everything started to shift, right? And I just wanted to tell you that everything starts with the small steps, because a lot of times we want to have this leap, but again, the huge things, right? The huge things starting from the small steps. We do not want our nervous system to shut down because it requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of effort, and all we want is just to quit, right? We just want to stay in our comfort zone. So we want to start with the simple steps. And simple steps is something that's guiding us forward, right? And especially if we are doing one simple step and then we see the win from that, we are actually more motivated to go and do something about it, right? So the idea is, I would love to give you a couple of tools. Start from the gratitude. Every morning, we want to set our energy on something powerful, right? Gratitude, when we talk about the vibrational frequency, because we are all vibrating, because we are all made out of energy, right? And the frequency that everybody is vibrating on is going to attract whatever is going on in your life. You're going to come to the people, you're going to come into the situation. It's all generated by the rate of your vibration. This is already proven in science, physics. So you go and check it out if you are still doubting that. So gratitude is on the same frequency as abundance. And the more we understand that, now we start training our brain rather than looking at everything what did not work. Look at my bank account, I don't have enough money. Look at the economy, I cannot find a better job, or I'm too scared to start my own business, rather than telling these stories, because again, it's just the stories. It's something we are making up in our head. It has nothing to do with the reality. Reality is something we want to believe in. And by telling these old stories, we continue reinventing the same reality. So now we have the power to shift it and start with the gratitude. We are training our brain to focus on something what is great in our life, on something that we are going to anchor for ourselves. That could be something: I am grateful because I woke up today in the morning and I have another gift called life, where I can breathe, where I can walk, where I can experience, where I can experiment. How beautiful is that? A lot of people do not even pay attention to that, right? It's just, like, I always have these conversations with my dad, because my dad is like, you are too, like, you are too in your world. And I always love to joke, because remember, manifestation happens with the small little things. And small little things could be like having the parking spot, right? So I'm bringing my dad right now for the physical therapy. He had the surgery on his finger, and we are parking by the hospital. And after the snow in New York City, it was snowing very bad past weekend, and the parking lot is full. But we are coming, and we find the spot right, just too close to enter into the building for this therapy. And I'm excited because I know how it works. And I say, thanks so much, Angels, for providing this parking spot for me. And he's laughing and he says, yes, yes, yes. And I said, yeah, when we are taking good things for granted and we do not pause to actually acknowledge it, when something bad happens, guess what? Our mind is just prompt to jump to that and notice and make it even bigger than it should be. So, my invitation today: why don't you wake up and every morning look for 5 things you're grateful for? Maybe it's a great night rest. Maybe it's just, that you have a beautiful space that you're living at, maybe for your family, maybe for being healthy, right? We always can tune in and count our blessings. But this is something we were not taught to do. So all we are rehearsing is the problems, the lack. And the more we are rehearsing that lack, guess what? The more we are going to attract that lack into our life. So again, it's in our power what we are choosing. We can choose to be in the lack and say, there are no opportunities to make more money. There are no ways that we can be more wealthy. Or we can choose and say, of course, there are. Because if there are people who are prospering no matter what the economy is, no matter what's going on outside of us, that means it has nothing to do with the environment. It has nothing to do with the outside circumstances. These people are connected to something. They are plugged into that abundance channel. And that's exactly what we are learning, right? This is what this work is all about. How do I plug myself into that abundance channel so I receive more goodness And again, it starts from noticing that goodness. If we do not count our blessings, we are not going to receive more of that, because whatever we pay attention on is going to expand. And if we are paying more attention to the lack, what we do not have, the bills are piling up, I'm always in debt, the more we are saying that, the more we are thinking about it, guess what? That energy, because our words are energy, our thoughts are energy, our actions, our emotions, everything is energy. And we are creating more of what we are putting our energy to. So, my invitation today, practice gratitude. If you practice gratitude, five things that you're tuning in every morning, what you're grateful for, start noticing how little by little your mood is going to improve. You are going to be feeling better throughout the day, and you start attracting something you haven't attracted before, right? So, this is step number one, do more of the gratitude. Step number two, ask yourself, where can I tune in order to open the abundance channel? And it could be something like watching these episodes, or coming to the webinar, or really partner with the guide, with the coach who can actually show you the way. Because again, everything, if there is a problem, there is always the solution. But a lot of people are tapping to that solution from the same frequency where the problem is. And that's why they are circling, they are spinning, and they cannot find that solution. So, my invitation, start asking yourself, am I tuning in every day to the news, which is all negative stuff, which is something to design to threaten us, to keep us in fear, or I am tuning in into some kind of podcast, something that is, on the other side of that, something that allows my mind to start thinking differently. Because when we start thinking differently, we start speaking differently, we start acting differently, and we start attracting a different reality. So, this is something I wanted to share with you today. If that episode shakes something in you, even if you feel uncomfortable, even if you want to say, you know what, I don't believe in this crap, this is just crap, I'd be happy to read your comments. Put something in the comments. Let me know what this episode brought in you. And let me know if you're interested to try it and to see how it works for you. Because again, if we have open mind, if we are willing to do something, we can actually tap to the miracles that we never thought were possible for us. So continue exploring, continue discovering. And if you are willing to share this episode for somebody who might be looking at it and this is something that would be useful for them, just share. Hit the button, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next Friday. Till then, have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Continue experimenting, continue staying in gratitude. Wake up every morning with gratitude, and you'll see that you started to see another side of this beautiful world, and you are going to tap to the abundance and the wealth that you truly desire. Love you all, and see you on the next episode. Bye.